All right. Welcome, 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 everyone. This is going to be a wonderful, exciting week. If you are here right now and you're interested in learning how to uplevel your game on Pinterest, then you are definitely in the right place. We are going to be focused in the entire week with some amazing Pinterest pros. They're going to come in and share their knowledge with us. If you are not registered, please go do so, pintoprofitchallenge.com. In order to win the grand prize. Now, if you don't want to be entered to win the grand prize, that's okay, but you want to be entered to win the grand prize. I'm just saying. We're going to be doing a year of a amazing tool called Tailwind. So we're partnering with Tailwind actually to put on this Pinterest Palooza. So every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be live sharing some amazing stuff with you guys. So as you're coming in, just give me a shout out. Where in the world are you today, and how are you? I'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
So we have, I'm going to do a quick introduction, just real quick. So, because in case y'all don't know who our amazing guests are, we have Jeff Sieh here in the middle. I told him he's kind of the monkey in the middle today, but
thank you, Kim. Yeah.
But he is mainly Pinterest tips. So he has been doing Pinterest, and he's not the lone male. I just want to say that there are a lot of dudes out there who are using Pinterest successfully for their businesses. But he has been using Pinterest for years, super knowledgeable, and you're going to gain a lot of knowledge. And we have Meredith, Alisa. I wanted to use your last name first, but we have Alisa Meredith. She's from Tailwind. She is incredible, guys. You are going to love her. She's very knowledgeable. She didn't start out at Tailwind, which we're going to maybe ask a little bit about. She started out, though, using Pinterest and is very, very knowledgeable. So we have all kinds of people from all over the world with us today. This is amazing.
So can I break in real quick, Kim?
Yes.
I wanted to, for you guys who do not know, I want you guys to, let her know how much you love her. It is Kim Garst's birthday today, and she's still working hard for you, doing these shows all week. So make sure you wish her a happy birthday down below, because I know she's actually her husband's going to do something special for her later today. So, but just think how hard working she is. She's here with us today on her birthday. What kind of lady is that? It's awesome. So
the start of the Palooza.
I know. And so we want to welcome like Andrea from Nashville. She goes, "Hey, Kim from Nashville. We got people from Canada here. All sorts of people. I know we're streaming this live to so many places. We've got Beth from LinkedIn. She is saying hi from Portland. And we did mention that this is sponsored in part with Tailwind. And I don't know if you know about this, but they have this really, really cool tool that's rolling out in beta right now. It is called Tailwind Create, and it is amazing. It lets you create all these different pins. All these different templates are built right into Tailwind and lets you schedule right there from their application. It's amazing. If you want to get on the beta, and you do want to get on the beta, you want to go to bit.ly/FB live-create. That's bit.ly/FB live create, because I'm telling you, it'll change your Pinterest life. Seriously. Yeah. Amazing.
And, if you are like me, I use Pinterest almost daily for research. Like I find I'm a visual content person. So and I consume content visually. So I am always on Pinterest for research and checking it out. Thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes. I was trying to keep that under the rug, but somehow it got out.
Somehow.
Your made me do it, I'm telling you. Yeah.
I was saying earlier, I was like, well, maybe for some of the prizes, because we got some prizes we're going to give away today, we could guess my age. But then I was like, no. As soon as I thought that, I was like, let's just not go there. Okay. So no, we're not going to guess the age, but it is exciting to be here with you guys today because we're super excited about this Pinterest Palooza. And it's the first step of like a 2 whole weeks of Pinterest. We're going to be doing the Palooza this week, and then next week we've got something else for you. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Well, since this is a party, Kim, and it's we're excited. So do you think we should give away? Let's talk about how they're going to win prizes, and also let's give away a prize right now at the beginning. How about we do that?
I love it.
Yeah.
So what's your idea on picking how are we going to pick a winner?
So, okay. So what we're going to do for picking winners during the show today, we are going to use a hashtag. Lets us find them, and then we can do random winners. So the hashtag is pin it to win it. So what we want to do, we're going to ask a question, and we want you to put hashtag pin it to win it, and then your answer, and we'll randomly get those, pulled
we'll
up.
randomly pluck you out and say, woohoo, you won!
And so what's our first prize that they're going for today, Kim? I'm trying to look and see. Let's do one Amazon gift card. How about that?
One Amazon gift card.
$15 Amazon gift card. And I want you guys to tell us by doing hashtag pin it to win it, what was the last thing you saved to Pinterest? Was it a recipe? Was it a home decor thing? Alisa, what was the last thing? Hopefully it's not too embarrassing because I know you. What was the last thing that you pinned to Pinterest? The last thing you saved?
I think it was an Irish soda bread recipe.
Really?
Ooh.
Irish soda bread. That sounds interesting.
It's quite good. Yeah.
Kim, what about you? What was the last thing that you pinned to Pinterest?
The last thing I pinned to Pinterest was a blog post.
About?
Let's see. It was about Pinterest because my last blog post was about Pinterest. It was about Pinterest, how you use Pinterest to drive traffic to your Facebook group. Which, I think a lot of times when we're on Pinterest, we're looking for recipes or, a bathroom design or, whatever, but little known nuggets, guys. Traffic is king on Pinterest. You can drive tons of traffic using Pinterest. So we're going to be talking a lot about that today.
So we've got some great answers. So we've got Amy going, and this is very typical. Nails. Okay. The last thing was nails. Susan says cake. David says playroom decor. And if I could just pick the funniest one that I think should win, it would be D saying a cat shirt, because I think that is awesome that you can do a cat shirt. Carolyn says job advice. That's interesting. See, look at all the different things on Pinterest. And let's see.
How to grow avocados from a seed, Ed says.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Home decor, all sorts of things. Yeah. Book list. That's a great idea, Tina says. Book lists are a great one. Very specific one was like artichoke recipe dip, I think. That is. Oh, and Ed says how to grow avocados from a seed. That's very, very cool. So all you guys who did hashtag pin it to win it will be entered to win. We'll have our Rhonda, who is awesome, in the comments pull that one up. So we'll drop that in as soon as we can. But very, very interesting. So love it.
All right.
So let's go right into the questions with Alisa, because if you guys don't know, Alisa is my cohort, I guess, over at we do a show over on Tailwind's channel that we're streaming live to right now as well. And we have a lot of fun over there on our Marketing Unleashed show. And we talk a lot about Pinterest. So if you see me ribbing her a little, that's because we do this quite a bit.
We don't know how to not. So.
Yeah. And so I try to give her the questions beforehand, but she goes, no, just surprise me. So this is all Alisa from the top of her head. So let's start with the first kind of the big arching overview, Alisa. If you were brand new, brand spanking new on Pinterest today, and you were given advice, I mean, what would you tell that person who is brand spanking new? What would you tell them to do first?
Okay, I don't know if this counts, but I would tell them to learn about Pinterest SEO. So I imagine you have a session coming up about Pinterest SEO.
We do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So that's the first thing I would learn, because I think sometimes people think about things that don't really matter so much. They get kind of tunnel vision into certain tactics or tasks, which I understand. That's a lot easier to say, okay, I need to do these set tasks, instead of saying, okay, I need to learn about this, learn about how this works. So learning SEO would be my number one.
So
what day, I just thinking forward, which day is it that we're doing the SEO session?
I believe it is Thursday, and I believe it's Jennifer Priest. So if you are a Pinterest person, Jennifer Priest is pretty amazing on Pinterest. So I'm very excited to be able to talk with her. So she's going to be our Pinterest SEO expert on Thursday. So once again, if you guys are joining us and just like happened upon this show, make sure that you go to pinittoprofitchallenge.com and sign up so you get, like, if you miss one, you can see the replay, or you can also be reminded?
Actually, that's for the challenge.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled the wrong one.
Got the wrong one pulled up there. So in order to be eligible for the grand prize, just go to kinggarst.com/Pinterest. I know it's confusing. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say too, real quick, don't be scared of the big 3 letters SEO.
Oh, no, it's fun.
A lot of times, when you hear SEO, you're thinking Google SEO, so it's basically I think that the thing that we really want to key in on is the fact that Pinterest is a search engine, just like Google. It's a lot simpler than Google, which means that we can learn some just core strategies to get our stuff found quickly. So that's one of the value adds in my opinion, I'd love your opinion too, Alisa, is when we're using Pinterest, it doesn't matter if we have a bunch of followers, because we can get found with some good SEO strategies, right?
Absolutely. I think people, they say, how can I get more followers? And, followers do matter, but they matter only if they're engaged. So when Pinterest puts your content out, it goes first to your followers, and their engagement level is going to determine how far your content travels on Pinterest. So don't forget about the numbers, just attract people in a natural kind of way, and then you'll get your engaged followers. But yeah, SEO on Pinterest it's very common sense, right? When you know where the keywords matter and why, it really is all about user experience and giving people what they want. So it's really fun. I know SEO sounds terrible, and it's not my favorite thing when it comes to Google, but SEO on Pinterest is quite fun.
So a follow-up question to that. So in this vein of SEO, so you mentioned keywords, and keywords are key on Pinterest on picking that. Where's the first place for beginners if they're I don't know even what I need to, where would I find keywords on Pinterest, and where would I do any research? Can you point them in the right direction there?
Yeah, sure. So if you still have guided search on Pinterest, which I did last time I checked. So basically you're going to go to Pinterest and search like you usually do. So I'm going to search painting ideas okay. So painting ideas, it picked for me, it did some autofill. So one of the ideas you might come up with was painting ideas on canvas. And when I click on that, I get all these colored tiles below that give me associated keywords. So it would be easy painting ideas on canvas might be an option for me. I'm trying to shut that off. Sorry.
You need to take that. You could take it if you need it.
Yeah. Painting ideas on canvas for beginners. I've got something going on somewhere that won't stop. I'm so sorry. What?
It's probably a reminder that you have. It's a reminder that you have a show today. Is what it is.
Goodness, just stop,
I know.
Please.
That's me, actually. I'm just trying to mess you up.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So guided search on Pinterest is incredibly powerful. I know some people don't always see it, but if you keep scrolling down in your feed results, you're going to see them kind of interspersed in your pins there. So guided search to get keyword ideas.
I love that. So when someone, we talked about, if they're just getting started, SEO is important, but what is something that a lot of people struggle with as they're just getting started? Is SEO it, or is there something else that is a bigger struggle for them?
I don't think people really struggle with it because they're not super aware of it. So probably what they struggle with more is, what do I pin? Right? That's probably the number one question I get. But the answer to that is, what kind of content do you create? That's going to be what you pin. So whether you're pinning your own content or somebody else's, it really all needs to be in support of what you write about. So I like to use myself as a very bad example of this. My account, it was a big experiment, right? As marketers do. I started out with personal, and then I just started pinning business topics. And then I kind of mixed them together. And then I thought, you know what? What's really important is my own content. I want people to care when my content comes out. But by then it was too late. I had pinned so many unrelated things. I had gathered all these followers who really wanted to read about the keto recipes I had saved, but really did not care about my marketing articles that I had slaved over, right? So very disappointing when I share someone else's content and it gets a ton of engagement and interaction, And then I share my own and it gets nothing. So every board you create, everything you share should be related to what you offer. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be exactly the same thing. It can be kind of related because people have varied interests in life and on Pinterest. But you don't want to go too far out because, yeah, somebody who's looking for recipes is probably not going to be the same person who's interested in your marketing articles.
Oh, such a great point. I'm just curious because there is obviously mixed thought processes maybe or strategies around this, like pinning other people's things versus just pinning your own. What is your thought on that? Like, for example, if you're pinning other people's content that's related to your stuff, do you believe that that's good? That's a good strategy?
I don't think it hurts, right? So we all want people to share our content. And I think it's a nice thing to do to share other people's content. And besides, I might actually want to read that content later. So using Pinterest as an actual user, meaning saving things you want to act on later, is perfectly fine, right? That's expected behavior. It's natural behavior. So if you're sharing related content that you actually want to read later, that's fine. I also save content as a regular user that I don't want people to see on my account. So that Irish soda bread recipe, that went on a secret board. But it's perfectly fine to share other people's content. And I know a lot of Pinterest users are very generous. We like to share each other's content, and that's perfectly fine.
Very
I love
cool.
it. So I before Jeff, because I want to let you take the next question because I can tell you got one going. But if you know anyone that would be interested in Pinterest and their business specifically, or across the board, they're just trying to get more traffic to their stuff, feel free to sprinkle this out into the world. We would love that if you would, and invite people, just tag them even if you want in the area down under, and let them know that we're here. We're just going to be doing some amazing things this week. So
yeah, so I wanted to bring up really quick, Rhonda says our first winner of the Pin It to Win It when we were doing the hashtag thing for the, it's a mug from our show sponsor. It's Tailwind. You go to kimgarst.com/Pinterest winner. Send us your details and we'll get it in the mail to you. So that's our first winner for Donna won it.
Yeah, we just got that little mixed up, but that's okay. We're still going to give Donna a mug from our show sponsor, okay?
Yes.
It's not just a regular mug either. I'm super jealous because I've seen them and they're really cool.
Yeah, so. I don't even have one, and I'm on like a show that they produce. So, in fact, we didn't do this at the beginning, but I want to share this. This is all the stuff we're giving out during the Palooza. So look at that mug. There it was a minute. Oh, it went away. I'll do it one more time. Look at that. It's amazing mug, and I want one, and I don't have one, so I need to enter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, coffee's my jam. So I'm like, man, I need one of those too.
So let's continue the contest. Let's continue the contest, and this time it will be for the $15 Amazon card. So once again, put hashtag Pin It to Win It and your answer. And this is the question that I want to know. So if you could rank number one on a category in Pinterest, what category would that be? Would it be, DIY, food and drink, men's fashion? I'm just saying, look at me. What do you want to rank on number one? So put that answer in, put Pin It to Win It, hashtag Pin It to Win It, and then your answer, and you could be entered to this awesome $15 Amazon gift card that we're giving away. So that's up next. The next question I want to ask Alisa.
Wait a minute.
What did I do?
No, I want to know what your answer is.
Yeah.
If I could rank on anything,
yeah,
it would probably be like social. Social media isn't a category. It would be probably other, because that's all I am is other. I would be other, because that's just that wraps me up totally.
My first thought has nothing to do with my business. So, but I was like snarky T-shirts or something, because there's so many cute snarky T-shirts. Yeah. But no, I'd have to go with maybe online business marketing, or I don't know. Is that even a category? So no.
Yeah. It's not. They're pretty basic. But I'm interested to hear what people.
What is the category? That's a great question.
Yeah. What is your favorite one? So, by the way, we want to make sure the people that this, we just gave away a mug. The people who are sponsoring this is Tailwind. They are a sponsor of the Pinterest Palooza. So, I talked about this early in the show. If they have this really cool product called Pinterest Create that's out in beta right now. I mean, it's called Tailwind Create. I always say that, even on our own show.
I know.
It's Tailwind Create. It's there. It lets you build pins right inside of Tailwind and schedule them out. It's amazing. Awesome templates. You want to go get on the wait list because they're letting people in batches. You want to make sure you're on that list. So go to bit.ly/FB live-create. That's bit.ly/FB live create.
And don't get confused when you land there. It's a webinar landing page as well. So it's everything you need to know about Pinterest webinar, which is like just total brain dump of everything you need to know to get started and to succeed. So feel free to watch that as well. But the request early access is up there too.
Yeah. So here's my question. We've talked about this a lot, and I'm not going to try to stump you today. So we've talked about a lot of this in our show, but if you've been following Pinterest at all, or watching Tailwind, reading their blog articles, and other Pinterest experts out there, there's a lot of talk about this fresh pin thing on Pinterest. Can you explain what that is and what it wants us to do? What is this fresh pin thing we're hearing about?
Yeah, so the way that Pinterest has defined it, when they've shared it, I think it's in the community somewhere, is that it is an image or video that has not been shared to Pinterest before. Okay. So what you want to do, and the reason for that, like the reason they want fresh content is because they want people to keep coming back to Pinterest. And I think there was a while where a lot of us felt like every time I go to Pinterest, my home feed looks exactly the same. Like I know all these pins, I've seen them, and that's not a good experience, right? So what Pinterest wants is for us as content creators to make the platform fresher, more exciting, and keep people coming back for more. So the way that we can do that is to create fresh images for our content, but not just creating 30 images that look pretty much the same, right? Because that's also not a good experience. Also not like trying to flood one keyword search with 50 pins for our one article. That's also not a good experience. So something that you can do, which is kind of a little formula that we've talked about on the Tailwind show, is a way to reach new audiences, right? So if you kind of think about who might be interested in your content. So the example that we like to use, and it's gotten to the point now where it's kind of our official cocktail of
I love it. Yeah.
Create, right? Yeah. Let's say you have a blog post recipe, and this one came from Half Baked Harvest, and I actually made it. It's fantastic, for a garden cherry bourbon smash cocktail. Okay, so that on its own is beautiful. Her pin is gorgeous, and that's why I clicked on it, and this became a thing. But we might think about a few different audiences who might be interested in that recipe. So people who are really into bourbon, right? So aficionados of bourbon, maybe people like holiday party hosts, and maybe couples planning a wedding. So now we have 3 audiences that we might not have been thinking about before. And think about, all right, how can I frame this content in a way that appeals to each of those people? It's not going to be the same text on image. It's not going to be the same image at all. And it's not going to be the same description. So you're taking this one piece of content and you're expanding it out to appeal to a different audience and appear in different searches. So that's pretty fresh.
Right.
So if we're talking about bourbon drinkers, we might use text on image like your next favorite bourbon cocktail. Or for holiday party hosts, we might say something like a holiday cocktail to wow your friends at your next party. Or for couples planning a wedding, like the signature wedding cocktail of 2020 or 2021. So I think the thing to keep in mind, like, okay, we're going to reach people with this content, but we have to also make sure that in the content itself, we're also talking to those people. So it might mean also updating the content on your website, which is great because Google likes that too. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you in. I was just going to share something we're doing that is not product-based necessarily or a recipe, but that matters for like website or blog traffic. We're taking that same concept and just making, and we learned this from you guys, taking this the same concept of the fresh pen and creating 3 to 5 images per blog post. Just variations, nothing like dramatic. So we just create the original image, and then we maybe change the photo on the backdrop a little bit or something. But 3 to 5 different looks so that there's fresh content. So for those of you who are thinking, well, yeah, I don't have recipes or whatever, but I do have a blog, or I do have things on my website that I want to drive traffic to. Yeah. Using that fresh pen concept, you could do something like that too, I think.
You can. And if you like with a blog post, a lot of times what I will do is I will look at the headings in my blog post. So if there's a subheading on like how to find hashtags on Instagram, but your article is about maybe Instagram 101 for beginners, right? Maybe you then pull out that heading as a different text on image to lead to that same article. Right? So like a different way to appeal to a different search for that same exact content, as long as you're delivering what you're promising in your article as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, when you were talking about rewriting on the for that formula you were talking about with the bourbon smash, because of course my ears perked up on that. It's a little early, but the thing I wanted to point out to that, and a lot of people I think may, since if they're coming especially from a Facebook mindset or some other copywriting stuff, is how you titled those. Those were all aspirational and something positive. Can you speak on that? Because I think a lot of people, they'll come across and they go 10 things not to do, or like how not to make a bourbon drink. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's different on Pinterest. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I know a lot of people call Pinterest their happy place, and for several reasons, right? One is that you're not comparing yourself to somebody else, which you might be doing on another platform. It's not a popularity contest, but it is also the place people go to get inspired and get information. So if you can play into that mindset and what people want out of Pinterest, which is, tell me I can do something, right? And then show me how to do it. So like your examples were perfect. Like you don't want to be talking about 10 reasons your fitness goals always fail, right? That might work on Facebook. I think I've probably seen that advertisement 100 times. And maybe it works over there, but on Pinterest, you've got to reframe it in a way that feels positive. So 10 ways to crush those fitness goals in 2020. And yes, that can go to the same content, but of course, when they get there, you have to make sure that they're seeing both sides, right? So maybe the main title is 10 reasons you fail your fitness goals, but then underneath of it, you can kind of pull in that Pinterest angle, which is kind of a nice thing to do anyway, right? And then like 10 reasons why this year is different. So, what I like, just make sure that it matches what you're sending them to, but do give it a positive spin, because that's what people want. And we need that. We need that today.
It's funny you say that, because Pinterest, honestly, guys, hint, hint, if you're sick and tired of all the crapola and all the negativity and all the hate on other social platforms, then Pinterest is the place to go, because there's not, occasionally you will see it, but almost never. I think I've run into it maybe once or twice on Pinterest where, to Alisa's point, it's a positive environment, and it's not social in the sense of a true social platform. There's not a lot of engagement on there. So there's not people bashing each other or, sharing a political view or whatever. So if you are, sick of all that, then Pinterest might be your new happy place for sure.
Right. Yeah. And they've been really careful about trying to keep misinformation off the site. For a while, and it's probably still true now, certain searches about COVID would send to a specific page. And I think they're doing something similar with political content right now, redirects instead to like a reputable site, because they want to keep it the way, like what we love about Pinterest.
Yeah. By the way, what we love about this show is we have another winner. Bonnie is the winner of our Amazon gift card, our first one. So Congratulations, Bonnie. Make sure that you go to the Pinterest winner. Go to kimgarst.com/Pinterest winner. Enter your information. That goes for everybody who is winning these hashtag prizes that we're giving out today. So make sure you go and do that. So
is it time for another one?
It is. I think it is. So let's.
I mean, this is a palooza. This is a party. We want to
Yeah.
have fun and give us stuff away.
So we're going to do one more Amazon gift card because that was our first one. We have one more to give away. It's a $15 Amazon gift card. And so once again, hashtag pin it to win it and your answer. And the question is, how many times a day are you on Pinterest? Is it or is it daily? Is it weekly? Or is it, every 3 days or whatever? But I'd like to know if you guys are on it daily, if you guys are on it like, maybe you're on it once an hour. I don't know. At least I know that's her.
And there's no judgment, by the way.
No judgment.
No
Except
judgment.
if I only judge Alisa when she has answers. But so once again, hashtag pin it to win it. How many times you use Pinterest in your life? Because I want to know the answer, and you could win the $15 Amazon gift card. And then we have one more gift after that. But we're talking about Pinterest, and we're talking about all this week. We're having the Pinterest Palooza, but next week we're doing something that's very, very exciting, and you guys want to make sure that you guys go and check it out. It is the Pin to Profit Challenge, and it's all about creating video pins. And I get a lot of questions because we talk about, even on Tailwind show, we talk about video pins a lot because you're seeing them in the feed. They really stand out, but it's hard for people to create them. Well, we are going to teach you how, and we got a 5-day challenge coming up.
Down. We're going to bust it down.
Nice.
So, and there will be, we're going to teach you in the morning. We're going to review it in the afternoon. It's a real challenge. It's going to take you from zero to hero really, really fast on creating video pins. So make sure you go to pintoprofitchallenge.com, sign up, because I tell you, video. You were kind of poo-poo on it at the beginning, at least I remember back in the day, but it really is something on Pinterest now, isn't it?
It is, and I don't know. I'm not a video consumer typically.
Right.
I prefer to read usually, which I know is weird, but what I do like about Pinterest video is it does not have to be perfect. That always excites me when it can be a little bit real. Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos being cross-purposed over there, which I would not have thought would work on Pinterest, but they have been. I've
heard different things too. Some people are saying those are working for them, and some are saying they're not. So it's kind of interesting, the dynamics of things. That goes back to test. Figure out what works for you. I think the video element on Pinterest, one of the reasons that it is potentially attracting eyeballs is movement. That's why it's so important on other social platforms. That's why, Facebook is saying, well, it's not just Facebook. A lot of the socials have really embraced video, whether it's live or otherwise. And a huge percentage of internet traffic is supposed to be video in just a few years. So I think it's just an interesting dynamic and something that not a lot of people are doing yet on Pinterest. So there's such a huge opportunity to capture attention and, be a pioneer, if you will, around video content on Pinterest. So we're excited to be leading the challenge next week. So don't forget to sign up, because we would love to have you, and it's going to be a learning environment. And you're going to come out of that with, your pins done. No messing around.
Right.
Pins done.
So,
all right. So talking about, go ahead, Jeff. I'll let you take the next.
No,
one.
I was. There was. So this is. There's a question from our viewers today, and this is from BB. She goes, if you have a lot of unrelated content on your personal boards, is it best to start a business page? Because that's when you were talking about, Alisa. Remember, pinning too much, content that So this is a great question. So can you answer, BB, here?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say probably.
Right.
So if I were dependent on Pinterest traffic, because I'm at Tailwind now, so I'm not as concerned about getting people to my own blog, which, the poor neglected thing. But if I were building a business that were dependent on people coming to my website, I would definitely be starting with a new business page. In my case, I just said everything secret that I didn't want, kind of to
Right.
count.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think I could ever recover from the I don't want to say damage, but from the other direction that I have taken with my personal account. It's kind of a pain because who wants to log in? But now that, it's easier to switch accounts in Pinterest now.
There's another question I wanted to put just real quick, and then Kim, I want you to take the next couple but this is from somebody in our audience. I wanted to make sure they get answered. Deanna asked this question: if you're using stock photo, stock photos a no since they may have used before for a different content on Pinterest? I know that's a big question. A lot of people are like, I'm not a photographer, and I'm not either, but I'm a pretty good stock photographer. So, what examples? I mean, what would you tell Deanna here about using stock photos on Pinterest?
Yeah, so I'd say if you can do your own custom photography, that's always going to be better. Well, assuming they look professional. But if you need to use stock photos, and so many people do something to them so that they look different, right? So Jeff always says, get the biggest one you can afford, so then you can zoom in and crop, you can rotate, you can do all kinds of different things to it so that it doesn't look like somebody else's. You can also do different things to make them look different with the text on image, the treatment of that, different elements. So if you get into Tailwind Create, you'll see that there are designs that will make a stock photo look completely different. So if you've got to use stock photos, you are not alone, but just make them look a little different. And if we mean stock photos as far as like maybe you're an e-commerce seller and you're using the photos that are provided by the distributor, really, really worth it to take your own photos, especially your own lifestyle photos, because a product on a white background could possibly do okay, but a lifestyle photo is going to convert much better for you, and it's going to be unique.
Such a great tip. When we were talking about the fresh pen concept and trying to create all this content, I think there's a fear factor for a lot of people. How do I even create the first pen, much less 2 or 3 of the same, to drive traffic to the same thing? And I know you guys at Tailwind have a new tool. And will you go into what Tailwind Create does a little bit and how it could help those that are trying to create fresh content and maybe even multiple pins for the same traffic source? I'd love to get, paint the picture of how that could help people a little bit.
Yeah, I'd love to. So what happens is you set up your brand preferences. So then every pin that you create uses your fonts, uses your logo or URL, and uses your brand colors. Now, once you get in there, you can change anything you want, but it's really nice to have the pins that you see immediately be branded for you. So the way it works is you put in your URL, it will scrape your page and pull in your images from that page. But you can also upload images. You can choose from free stock images, and it will pull in the title from your page as well, which you can change. Then when you kind of hit that magic button, which is like my favorite moment of the day when I get to do that, it will show you this whole feed of pin designs that you can choose from. You can filter by content type, by industry, by design type, so that you can kind of narrow them down because there are many hundreds. And then you can kind of filter through the color choices. You can change your text, add a subtitle, add a CTA. You can do advanced edits. So it's like there's never going to be that moment of designer's block for you, right? So you're always starting from almost done. With Tailwind Create, which is really cool. And then you can have several images. In fact, we encourage you to have several images, and it will cycle through those images. You can always just hit a little button and it will put the different image in that design for you. But yeah, it takes that creation part to about 10 seconds so that you can spend a little more time thinking about, all right, what audience do I want to reach? What kind of keywords do I want to use? What kind of text on image? So you can create 1 or 2 that are maybe using the same text on image so you can test how the designs perform. Send those to your Tailwind drafts. And then you can kind of change up the text, change up the image to try to reach a different audience or to appear in a different search result, which is like the best way to increase your reach.
Okay, so something that really popped out at me that Alisa said was starting from an almost done perspective. Hello. Did anybody else hear that? Or was that like just me? I was like, I was leaning in. I'm like, starting from almost done. Yeah, I want
the best. I want that in my whole life, but
Right.
yeah, exactly. So curious. So guys, if you definitely get on this beta, because this little tool is going to be a life changer for Pinterest users. Seriously. So Jeff, what is a good question we could pick another winner around this concept? Like, would anybody else like to start from almost done?
Yeah. So here's the question. Here's the question. So did we get a winner for the second?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Oh man, let me go back and see if I can't find the winner.
Yeah, because I know. So we gave away the second Amazon cards for this next question. Once again. Okay. Yes. So Tina, you have won the second $15 Amazon gift card. Make sure you go to that link that Rhonda will drop in before. I think it's something winner. I can't remember now.
Hang on, I'll put it up here.
Yeah, she'll put it in there. So for our next question, we're going to have, once again, the you want to do pin it to win it, hashtag pin it to win it, so we can find your answer and be entered into winning the very, very awesome ring light. We have a ring light that you can put on your phone that you can that illuminates your beautiful face, so you take great pictures.
You say illuminates?
Yeah, look at that. No, it makes your face look really, really good. Illuminate. I didn't say eliminate. Come on, Alisa. That's the kind of thing I need. So I have a face for Photoshop, is what I tell people. So if you want to win this is the question. So hashtag pin it to win it. Put your answer in, and it is what is your biggest struggle with using Pinterest for your business? So what would be your biggest struggle for using Pinterest for your business? Is it creating images? Well, we just talked about Facebook Create. That can really help you. Is it something else? Is it writing copy? Is it like time of day? Is it like scheduling your pins, which once again, our sponsor Tailwind is amazing for. That's what they're known for, is scheduling and all sorts of cool analytics you get with that on top of this new thing that we've been talking about, Tailwind Create. So what is your biggest struggle? So hashtag pin it to win it. Let us know what your biggest struggle is on Pinterest. And I guess the next question that I want to talk about, because I think compared to every other kind of network, it doesn't really matter as much as it does on Pinterest. But can you talk a little bit about the seasonality of Pinterest, Alisa, and how we can maybe use that in our Pinterest strategy?
Seasonality on Pinterest is huge. So when people say, oh, my reach on Pinterest or my traffic on Pinterest has dropped or has gone sky high, that's the first thing that kind of recommend people look at is this a seasonal trend for you? Now this year is, well, it's weird. As we all know, the trends have been very different. The holiday search trend happened way early this year, happened starting in April as opposed to July. But seasonality is hugely important, to the point where you will notice that when the weather heats up, Pinterest activity goes down because people are actually outside doing things, right? And then, of course, when holiday season really heats up, it gets very, very busy on Pinterest, right? You get a lot of activity. And yes, it's true for certain industries, but it's also true for the platform as a whole that there are seasonal impacts. But one of the great things about Pinterest is if you can somehow lean into seasonal events and everyday moments, like if you could create your make your content relevant, right? So that's the key. Like, what are people thinking about right now? They're not thinking about having a huge party in a bar. Right.
Probably not.
No, they're thinking about ways to celebrate at home, right? So maybe a Zoom baby shower, right? So really thinking about what's happening now in your world and the world of your audience, and getting into that. So whether that's, all right, it's starting to cool off, so I should bring out my content on fall fashion, or whether it's, just taking into account different behavior changes that are necessary right now because of health things. But there's also another thing you can do, which is just leaning into what is visually appealing right now. So right now, probably warm colors of orange and red are likely going to do better than like the Caribbean summer colors, because what we're thinking about right now is pumpkin spice. Right? So well, you're not, but that's that's different. But just think about like even if you don't have something that's obviously seasonal, like Tailwind doesn't either, but right now we might be leaning into the more fall colors or fall themes for our image backgrounds, just because that's what all of us are kind of looking at right now. And I know we don't think about it that way, but it really is true. These are the things that will appeal because that's what's on our minds. That's what's trending everywhere.
Can I ask a little clarification question on that? That's obviously for those of us that are here in the U.S. But if for example, we're in Australia and they're just starting to go into their spring and their customer might be more in Australia, should they not, or should it be more of a worldwide experience? Because I love that you're talking about the fact that the shifts, like even dynamics as it relates to colors and things, matter on Pinterest because Pinterest is so visual. But if your person is in another, like if they're in Australia, should you be doing the opposite of that and being more springy?
Yeah, so it's about knowing your audience, and it's really easy to tell who's seeing your content on Pinterest if you go into audience insights. And if you're in there and you're seeing, oh, a lot of my audience is from Australia, then yeah, absolutely reverse that for whatever your audience would be looking at and whatever would feel relevant to them right now.
So did you mention the place? And sorry, I was reading comments, so I was a little bit distracted because we had some great people talking about their struggles on Pinterest, and I want to pull some of those up in a bit. But did you mention where we can go? And Pinterest has made it easy to do like a URL where we could go and find out what's actually trending on Pinterest. Did you mention that?
I did not mention that.
This is big. This is a big. So link in and pay attention, y'all.
Yeah. So Pinterest trends. Amazing. Trends.pinterest.com. So when I go in there, which I do a lot, I probably am in trends more often than I'm on Pinterest.
That's because you're a Pinterest nerd. Come on, we all know it.
Pinterest nerd. So it's going to give you some overall, like right now, backyard movie nights. I think it's getting a little chilly for that. So I think I would hold on that. But fall wedding ideas, home screen aesthetic, a lot of Halloween things. But then if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to get the top trends for the week. And then fashion, food and drink, beauty and home and travel tips. Like, I love it. But if you're not in that industry, that's okay. So give me a search term if you would.
Do something like activities to do with your kids when it's cold outside or something like that. Like I'm trying to think of like quarantine-ish thing.
Yeah. Okay. So activities for kids. So I just typed in kids ac and it already had ideas for me. So activities for kids really peaked probably about March. And nothing is really, let's see. I think they're all busy teaching their kids is what the issue is. And
duct tape has gone up too because all the kids, when they come home, they're just duct tape coming up to the chairs.
You laugh, but duct tape crafts is one of the things that is on Pinterest trends. So you can see that if you wanted to write about duct tape, you should have written about it in March, right?
But this is great because it validates concepts and ideas or gives you ideas that you could run with, even if you're not always in your niche. You can grab ideas from hot topics and trends that you can shift. Even sometimes it's colors, so really use this resource because it's a pretty amazing resource.
Yeah. And what I love about it is you can select two different or up to 5 different keywords and compare them. So it's not, the trends isn't specifically based on quantity of search. It's more like this search trend, its strongest point is this point of the year. But if you put in more than one search term, you can then see the relative quality of or quantity of searches. So if I look just quickly at homemaking compared to cozy home always is a more popular search. But it's most popular in the fall. So I should be writing about cozy home right now.
So I want to point out when instead of like saying like writing a blog post and putting on Pinterest, like what to do when you're stuck at home with the kids. which we talked about earlier, that's kind of a negative thing, and those don't do as well on Pinterest. So how would you retitle that maybe, Alisa, to be something that would be attractive to a Pinterest audience?
Yeah. So thinking about what would your keyword be there?
I guess kids activities would be the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would just, let's see, kids activities. Activities for kids, animal crafts for kids, affirmations for kids.
Affirmations. I needed that a lot when I was a child.
Activities for kids. So like maybe crafts for kids. I'm going to look at actually what people are pinning in that search term. So 3-ingredient cloud dough. So it doesn't have to necessarily include that keyword to get into the search.
Right.
So like ocean sensory bins, your kids need bubble foam, and you have the ingredients.
That's positive. That's positive.
That's a super long text on image, but I love it because of that. And you have the ingredients. I can do this right now.
It gives you that. Gives you the ownership of the fact that this can be done. You can do it.
It's realistic. Yeah, I love that about Pinterest.
So we have some great questions.
Okay. Yeah. So I wanted to. So these are the people when we asked the question to win the ring light, what their struggle was on Pinterest, and like Lisa says. My struggle has been more to be with me and time management, not the platform itself. So time, but she loved Pinterest Create. So that is awesome. So Bonnie says, I have no idea where to start. It seems overwhelming. Need an outline. Writing copy would be second. And Jenny goes, regularly scheduled pins. Well, Tailwind is the tool for you if you are struggling with, scheduling your pins out. Let's see.
And Bonnie's in the right place, right? She's at Palooza, so
yeah, exactly. You're going to get a lot of stuff every day.
I would just recommend tuning in every day to this. It'll get you on the road. It's not all the answers, but it'll get you on the road. And then next week is the challenge, which I think will be tremendous for you. For those of you who are just starting, plug in every day. That's the intention. Our intention was to give a lot of value this week and get your knowledge spun up a little bit. And then, actually do some implementation next week with the challenge.
And in fact, for the last gift we're giving away today. Now I'm going to talk about the big one we're giving away at the end of the week. But the ring light winner is Julie Miller. So make sure you give us your information. Julie, you have won the ring light. Thank you guys for all your great responses. I'm going to dig through all those later because
our winners. Just go to kimgarst.com/Pinterest winner. Yeah, I'm actually really stoked and appreciative of all of the answers that you guys have given us, because there's so much amazing things that maybe we can pull out, and some of these things you're going to hear throughout the course of the week. So hang in there if we don't get all your all your questions answered.
Yeah, and by the way, so we are giving away on Friday for everybody who registers for the challenge. We're going to give away
Palooza.
For the Palooza, for registering for the Palooza. Yeah, sorry. There's so many cool things we're doing. I just get so excited. Everybody who registers for the Palooza that we're doing this week, we're going to be entered to win a free year of Tailwind Pro. So that is awesome. I wish I could enter.
Here, I know. So garst.com/Pinterest. And you can be, like I say, that's the grand prize. We just felt like it would be easier to just pick a winner out of the hat there. If you're registered, we'll make sure you get a year of the pro account of Tailwind. You guys are going to love the tool. Not only just the new Tailwind Create, it's so much bigger than that. And just trust me, that's what we use here at KG. We use Tailwind to schedule all of our content to Pinterest. There is a little thing called Tailwind Tribes that we are going to use in the challenge, by the way. So make sure that you register for that too. I know we've got a lot of moving pieces and parts today, but all right. So we've given away all the prizes?
Yes, we have. But really, if you want to win that Tailwind, the year of Tailwind, make sure that you sign up to get notifications for all this stuff we're doing with Pinterest Palooza this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking with Peg Fitzpatrick, who is amazing on Pinterest. And she's a lot of fun. So we'll be talking with her same time, same channel here. But before we start wrapping everything up, because we only got, this hour went fast.
So fast.
I want to ask Alisa, where is the best place for us to find you, what you're pinning, what you're working on. I know Alisa does some really cool stuff, and don't tell her I said it, but it's where she does this pour painting stuff that's really amazing that I like to watch her do. She's done some Facebook Lives, but I know you do more than just Tailwind, but so I wanted to mention that. But where can people find you?
I don't know about y'all, but I would love to know how she does her hair. Like seriously, ladies, we would love to know like about the hair. I mean, I'm just saying. Ladies, if you agree with me, like let's let Alisa know that we love her hair, right?
Thank you. Yeah, that would be a whole different direction, right? Pinterest, painting, and hair. Oh, you never know. It might happen someday.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm afraid it is mostly painting and beach right now, but it's Alisa M. Meredith. And same on Twitter, which is a great place to reach out if you just want to say hello. I do occasionally write for the Tailwind blog, but even when I don't, it's amazing. So tailwindapp.com/blog. Kristen does a great job over there. So reach out. Let me know. I love Pinterest questions. So grab me on Twitter.
Yeah.
So BB asked this question. So if we want to refer people, what do we tell them? I'm calling them after this video so they can watch it from the start. Just mention them down below. They'll be notified if they are on Facebook, but we also are going live on LinkedIn and YouTube. So you have a plethora of places you could point people. So we would love it if you would do that. BB, thank you so much for asking that question.
And
that is awesome.
You can also just send them directly to kimgarst.com/Pinterest. They can sign up there, and every day we will be sending reminders. So you'll get a reminder, this is where we're going to be live, so that you will not miss out on anything. Okay?
All right, we'll do that right now.
All right.
Yeah. Yes.
5 days, we're the Palooza's this week. So you'll get, if you get signed up using that kimgarst.com/Pinterest link, not only will you have, or you can come right back here to my page, or if you're on LinkedIn, same thing. We're live on LinkedIn, Twitter, Periscope, same thing. And then YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
So,
we are everywhere. So
you cannot escape.
Yes. So, and make sure you check out a lot of people are like, we're brand new to Pinterest, we don't know what to do. Make sure you check out Tailwind, and not, like Kim was saying, not just for the new Tailwind Create, but I mean, before I was even affiliated with Tailwind, I was using their tool because it is amazing for Pinterest for scheduling and your analytics and all the stuff you get to do on that. So make sure you check them out. And don't forget to sign up for the Palooza notifications. And I think, and that way you'll be registered for a year of Tailwind. So that would be perfect for if you're really wanting to dive deep on Pinterest. So awesome. Kim, I'll let you have the last word. It's been a great show.
I'm super excited you guys spent some time with us. As always, I know time is valuable, and I hope you picked up some nuggets. But like I said, if your questions didn't get answered, please keep plugging in every day, because we specifically chose topics that matter. And we brought in pros that are going to share their knowledge with us. And ultimately get you on the road to a better place with your Pinterest strategies. And then next week, like I said, we are definitely going to be hands-on with the challenge. So signing up for the Palooza, just so you get, one, there's two things here. One, you're eligible for the grand prize, and two, you get notified so you don't miss out on anything. And then if you want to participate in the Pin It Challenge next week, go to pin2profitchallenge.com. It's going to be Monday through Friday next week. We're going to be training and getting your pins done in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we're actually spending time with you, and we're going to be reviewing them. So this is like a big deal. Nobody does this. I'm just saying. So if you want to come out on the other side with some great content that you can use to drive a bunch of traffic and ultimately sell your stuff, then don't miss out on the Pin to Profit Challenge. Again, thank you guys for spending time with us. Lisa, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate you for joining and sharing your wisdom with us. And everybody take care of yourselves, stay safe, and God bless.
Bye, everybody.